Good evening, Bass-TEC fans. Hope everybody is doing well tonight. So we have our 2022 Georgia Bass-TEC State Champions that's going to be joining us here in just a moment on our Hooked Up Live. And just want to take a brief moment and go through and thank all of our wonderful sponsors. TB Nation Outdoors. Get over and check them out, tbnation.net. For any orders through with their websites, custom boat builds, accessories and such like that. They have all sorts of items on there if you want to build a boat or if you want to go through and customizing your boat. So get over and check them out. We appreciate their sponsorships. Hooked Up Live. Dugout Bait and Tackle. Get down there and check them out. They have all of the items that you need between bait and tackle, kayaking. We appreciate their sponsorship through with our Hooked Up Lives. Line Taming Serum, Star Lures. John, for those that came down there to the Georgia Bass-TEC for the event at Lake Juliet, they got to meet John, see all of his amazing product lines that he carries. And, quite a few of the anglers were out there when we were out there on the water. We got to see them making birds' nests within the first 5 minutes. And they literally was out there making those casts and having to fix it with the line taming serum. So get over and check out line taming serum. G2 Gemini jerseys. We go through for jersey orders, custom orders, receiving percentages off. All you have to do is enter in G2 Georgia. I can't remember exactly. It's within the subject line. Just get over and check out G2 Gemini jerseys. To go through from our past Hooked Up Lives, you'll see the codes on it. I'm drawing a blank right now, but you'll receive 25% off any order, custom order. All you got to do is just check them out. PFD Fishing, custom rods and accessory. Go over there. They make repairs to rods as well as new rods. We appreciate their sponsorship with our Hooked Up Live. So no further ado, we have our 2022 Georgia Bass-TEC State Champions, John Whited and Jose Rivera. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your last name correctly, sir.
Yes, sir. You sure are. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, appreciate it. So y'all had an amazing day on the water, right?
Well, it was it was a long day on the water. It was like fishing 2 different days out there with the way the weather was. It was early in the morning. The sun was beaming. There wasn't a cloud. Wasn't any wind. And then the second half of the day, the clouds rolled in, the wind picked up. So it was just like starting a new day about halfway through. But it was a good day. It was a fun event. That's the first time we've been involved in an event that size, and we enjoyed every second of it.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So I know y'all was probably, John, you remember from the night before. For those that don't know John, not only is a state champion, but introduce yourself a little bit more about the night before.
The night before, they had the drawing, the underground power battery. I watched all the Hooked Up Lives, and they had the drawing and won the battery too. It was amazing. I wasn't even going to show up. Yeah, my weekend was made.
Yeah, that was awesome. I mean, we had the underground power lithium battery giveaway, and you were selected as the random drawing winner. And not only from that angle. Let's go ahead and just dive into this. So last year in Backwoods Bass Club, that was y'all's first year ever fishing John boat style tournaments, right?
Yes, sir.
That's correct. Yeah.
So
John had fished an event here and there with a couple other buddies that he knows that fish quite a bit. But yeah, that was our first full season of competitive fishing of any kind. The first season that I've really done any boat fishing at all. It's always, in the past for me, it was always just bank fishing and pond fishing, that sort of thing. Till we got this boat and got it put together and decided that was something we wanted to try.
So where did y'all finish? And I'm trying to remember this. Where did y'all finish in points from last year's season to qualify for this year's TEC?
We believe we were in fourth.
Fourth place.
Yes, sir.
So I mean, to saying, and I don't want to belittle y'all, but to saying, coming in as the underdogs is definitely the statement of every bit of it is holding true. Is y'all come in completely green, straight to John boat fishing, and qualified for the TEC. And not only that, but I mean the anglers that compete within Backwoods Bass Club. I mean, there's some really good anglers in that club represent.
Absolutely. We were tickled to be where we were and surprised by it. It was the whole season was. I mean, it was a lot of fun because I had never fished like that before. I'd never fished under pressure. So it makes it different. And it brought out something I didn't know that I wanted to do, but it is something I will continue to do.
What about you, John? You feel the same way, passion as far as the John boat side now?
I do. I love it. I've always loved it. I've John boat fished for a long time, but never in a tournament. I got into backwoods so I could fish 10 times a weekend because my wife would find me something to do, or I would find myself something to do.
Well, curiosity. So, wanted to ask, what do y'all feel like? What draws y'all to the John boat style of fishing? What exactly sparks it? I guess you could say for yourselves.
I think the attitude is just different. Everybody's out there to have a good time and catch fish and teach and learn. It's just a different feel. I think that's kind of why I like it.
Yeah, it's much from my limited experience with it. It's a community. I mean, everybody is out there for everybody else. It's not something that one guy or one team is focused on and they're looking out for themselves. I mean, every event we fish, guys are offering advice or giving tips and stuff like that. It's a community experience. Absolutely.
It is. And this is a tight knit community. And with that being said, we go to our fan bases here. Appreciate comments. Y'all keep them going. If you got questions, start firing them away. These guys, I've already kind of had conversations with them, and y'all will be seeing the article with Georgia Outdoor News Magazine sooner than later. These guys hold no boundaries, so y'all got questions you want to ask, fire them away. So Kaylee Brown, I believe Kaylee Brown saying, "Go, Dad and John."
Yeah, that would be my daughter. She lives up in Louisville, Kentucky, and she's. I'm surprised that they made it back from dinner in time to check this out, but I'm glad she did.
That's awesome. So Ron Pendergrass wants to tell y'all both congratulations, men.
Thank you, Ron.
As well as Troy Allred. For those that don't know, with Troy's the one that's got an awesome boat set up that was also made through with the Tiny Boat Nation group. And it turned out really amazing. Piedmont Custom Fab was the one that done that boat build. Really awesome. Then we have Jonathan Comby, another competitor in the TEC, from boat number 36 to first place. I didn't catch that. Y'all was boat number 36?
Yes, sir. We sure were.
Holy cow. I did not realize that either.
Yep. Well, when we were signing in that morning, you handed me the bag and the tag with it, and 36. I said, well, that's the last one on the list.
Man, I don't know exactly how y'all believe on things, but the Bible does teach about the first will be last and the last will be first. So that's pretty good. Thanks for pointing that out, Comey. I didn't realize that. Donnie Boone, great answer. So happy y'all won. That is true. Y'all are awesome for coming into this greenhorns and dominating. I mean, just straight up dominating. Oh yeah, that's another point to bring up. Bubba Jordan's saying it. So y'all also not only qualified first year in to the TEC state championship, but y'all also in Backwoods qualified for the Classic, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And what place do you have to finish to be able to qualify for the Classic?
I think it's a matter of the number of events and the points. I think there were 20 or 22 boats, I believe, in the Classic.
So y'all don't take like the top 6 to the Classic. Y'all take the full field.
I think you have to fish 8 of 10 events.
Yeah, you have to have fished in weighed fish in 8 of the 10 events.
I got you. So y'all went into it and took the Classic. Where was that Classic at?
It was at Still Branch.
Still Branch. Y'all like Still Branch pretty good?
Yeah. We spent some time out there. That was the one we kind of cut our teeth on when we first got the boat fixed up.
We didn't like it Saturday.
No, we didn't like it this past weekend.
Well, it's that time of season.
Oh yeah.
But y'all took the Classic win. What was the weight that y'all took for winning the Classic?
It was terrible.
Yeah, it was a little over 11 pounds, I think. It was a tough day for everybody.
Wow. Did y'all have big fish in it too as well, or?
No, not at that event. No.
Gotcha. Well, congrats on the Classic win through a backwoods as well. So,
thank you.
Ron Pendergrass, what's your guys' bait you was catching them on, and how? And I'm assuming he's referring to the TEC event itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fluke early for me. Topwater spook, they would come up at it, but they wouldn't eat it. And
and then the second half of the day, it was an old monster worm on a Texas rig, dragging it through the grass. We picked up 3 good ones towards the end of the day, fishing that, and had a couple on the fluke early that got off as well. But that old monster Texas rig dragging it through the grass the second half of the day was what did it.
So, curiosity, you talking about old monster Texas rig? Do y'all peg your weights, or do you leave the weights free movement to it?
Yeah, it's pegged. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever tried it? And the only reason I say this, I've done it before, and I'm gonna try not to just ask certain things, but weighted wide gap hooks, the belly that's got kind of like made for swim baits. Have y'all ever tried them on old monster worms?
I haven't.
No, I sure haven't.
Kind of changes the fall rate a little bit. Instead of it being pegged weight to the nose and it falls straight down, the belly kind of makes it to where it'll actually, horizontally kind of just fall down the water column more so.
Yeah, drift a little bit.
Still have some nose fall, but not as much. I was just going to ask that just for curiosity. So, like I said, y'all hold no barriers, because ain't many people that'll sit in that seat that y'all are in right there and just say, "Yep, this is what it was."
That's what it was.
That's what it was. We got no secrets. We're not.
So Donnie did bring up when I was talking about, I'm assuming the first will be last will be first. I think I did remember saying that to y'all.
Yeah.
It was so early that morning. I guess I didn't pay much attention.
Yeah, there was a lot going on out there that morning.
Billy I believe it's Cortez.
Yeah.
Yep. Jose and John, how's it feel to get that action sponsor?
Sponsor. No, it was just like I said. The whole event was. It was something I'll never forget. To experience something like that with that large of a group of fishermen and quality guys from all over the state that finished top 4 in their club. I mean, that was a privilege to be a part of.
We understand that the best anglers don't always win. It's fishing, and I'm still over the moon. It's amazing.
Yeah, still a little bit in disbelief. I mean, we've had an event every weekend since then, so we haven't had a full weekend to sit down and process it yet.
And I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, and I don't take us as down in y'all as anglers in any way. I mean, y'all competed and you rose to the top. Y'all obviously know what you're doing. I love it when the conditions get tougher. Obviously, I believe it sounds like y'all are the same way, that y'all nobody likes a tough day of fishing. They like to be catching them from beginning to end, but those tougher conditions kind of puts ounces right there between everybody, more level playing field. Seems like y'all obviously shine with that pretty well.
Yeah, it's when you got conditions like that and days like that, you have to put your put your nose down and just go through the grind. Put your head down and go forward, because sometimes that's all you can do.
Fortitude is a lot of it.
Yes. Yes. So I kind of want to jump ahead here of some of these comments with it, but I'm gonna kind of get to it in just a minute with these other ones. Get that action. He's telling y'all, and he's saying representing Kentucky. He's what it sounds like. Billy is trying to push for y'all. I agree. Hey, somebody hit these men up for sponsorship. Greenhorns coming into it. Bring it.
That's funny.
I mean, obviously, y'all would be entertaining for sponsorships, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, who wouldn't be? But that's not something we've ever looked for. But we're not going to turn it down if it comes up.
Sounds like Billy might want to sponsor y'all. What do y'all think about that? A little gas. I mean, gas is going up to what, $4 a gallon now? $6 in California.
Yep.
So I mean, hey, Billy, you need to start these men's. When's y'all's next tournament coming up?
Memorial Weekend.
Memorial Weekend.
Yeah, back at Juliet, as a matter of fact.
Billy needs to drop a 20 to y'all, so that way he can get y'all to the ramp a little bit easier.
Yeah, there you go.
You ain't got to put it in the boat, right? You just put it in your truck.
Got to get there first.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm just joking there, Billy. But if you do want to give him 20, that's cool. Ricky Cogburn, he's saying this. This is what I was wanting to jump to ahead of all those other comments. So y'all beat at the Classic 2 ounces was all that y'all beat for the Classic win, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was close. It was very close.
So did y'all weigh before that team that had beat y'all, or was right there at within 2 ounces, or who weighed in first, y'all or them?
I think we weighed in first, and then they were one of the last 2 or 3 votes to weigh in. So we were sitting there sweating it out.
Oh my goodness! Did y'all lay eyes on their bags of fish and kind of like, oh no, do they got it?
No, because nobody has a clear bag. So until they start pulling them out, you don't know what's going on. It'd be a lot easier if everybody had clear bags and you could see what was coming.
That's awesome. So, and it don't stop there. So Ricky also brought up that after the TEC, the very following weekend, right after, y'all also won J.W. Smith, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we ran a hot streak for a little bit, and that's when that happens. You never walk away from a heater. Isn't that what they say?
Yeah. So let's hear about. Here we go. Previous half reigning state champion Blake Yarder from year before.
We appreciate that.
Telling y'all congratulations. So let's kind of dive in. You talked about how y'all ran y'all's pattern for fishing and stuff like that, but did y'all go out pre-fishing at Lake Juliet before the cutoff?
We did. We went out there a couple of weeks before. Shout out to Aubrey Penley and Travis Wilson for helping us out a little bit out there.
Yeah, they met us out there, and it was about, I think it was like 3 weeks before, and because we'd only fished Juliet 2 other times previously. Mm-hmm. So there was a lot of the lake that we hadn't covered. So it was something we definitely needed to do to get out and see more of that lake.
We struggled.
Yeah,
hard.
yeah.
The 2 weeks before.
Yeah. The little pre-fishing we did, boy, that was a tough day.
The striper bite was excellent.
Yeah, we put more striper in the boat that day than we did the largemouth.
Hey, it's fun catching them stripers when they're schooling.
Yeah, but not when that's not what you're looking for.
Well, I'm sure y'all probably thought about that with the duration of the tournament. Like, if this all else fails, maybe we can kind of catch some stripers, right?
Catch some striper and have a good fish fry.
Yeah. So let's transition now away from the event. Y'all come away as the grand prize winner. Never been done before. John boat fishing. Y'all won not one electric outboard, but 2 e-propulsion Navy Evos, as well as the Navy 6.0 Evo as well as 2 E175. That's 175 amp hour lithium battery packs. So y'all have some major plans, obviously, to doing some adjustments to some boats, because I believe y'all had said as far as your boat that y'all currently was fishing out of was inadequate for size. So y'all are going to be doing some modifications and stuff like that coming up soon.
Yeah, the size of that battery pack, it's we'll have to make some accommodations on our boat to get it to fit. Cut out some hole, make bigger hole to put it in. Because the way it's set up right now, it's that space at the back of the boat just isn't big enough. So, and like I said, we haven't had a free weekend since the event. So we've done some minor planning, but we haven't had time to do or lay out any of the work yet that we want to do, but it's coming.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to remember what size and what is the boat, what size is it, and stuff like that you're going to be running them on.
It's a 1648. It's an old 1990 something C-Nymph, I believe. That it was actually John's boat. The second boat that he had that we rebuilt, and it's worked so far. But now with these new motors and that battery pack, we're definitely gonna have to make some modifications.
So I know I mentioned it to y'all at the TEC, and just mention it again, and that way putting it out there. And I'm sure there's enough people that watches this, enough people that talks around. I've offered it when I was down there at the TEC. I meant it very earnestly that when y'all get to getting the sawzall out or whatever you're going to do to start cutting into that thing and getting some rivets slung, gluing things down, whatever's needed, man, you just pick up the phone, and I guarantee you that the group through with us, there'll be folks that'll come along and want to help out, because I would like to help yous out with it. It would be fun.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate that. Yeah, we talked to, like I said, I think we talked to Nick over at TV Nation and a couple of the other guys that were there, and every one of them offered to help, give us a consultation, give us some pointers, tips, whatever, to help smooth, make the process as smooth as possible. But it's definitely something that's going to take a little planning.
And you can go through with them for any orders as well for, was it 5% off TV Nation? All you got to enter in, I think it's, Lord, I'd have to go back through the live feeds from previously. My mind I'm coming off of fishing too much from last weekend. I'll blame it on that in raising 3 girls. But I think it's Georgia GATEC, I think. Or maybe, I think it's GATEC, and you get 5% off. So, Nathan Corley says they know how to fish. Good job, man.
Thanks, Nathan. We appreciate it.
So Nathan fishes with y'all in Backwoods?
Yes, sir. He sure does.
Awesome. Appreciate you watching, Nathan.
They all keep us on our toes. Yeah, especially that guy right there.
Yeah, that's a name that has been seen a lot. I know. How do you pronounce Jeff's last name?
Salza. Yeah, Salza, I believe.
Jeff, you can tell us if we butchered
Big
your
Bass.
last name.
Yeah. Jeff Big Bass.
Yeah.
That's his last name.
I hear you. So both are class acts and great guys representing the TEC.
Thanks.
Really appreciate that.
And I was hopeful that I'd be able to have the video clip. It will be seen at some point in time. It won't be seen, obviously, in this live, but both y'all men during the weigh-in process, we brought y'all after weighing your fish in. Y'all came back behind the tent and sat down or stood up back there.
Yeah,
and,
sitting down wasn't an option.
No, but we got y'all interviewed back there for a little bit, and no offense to Dusty Diamond, I don't know if y'all ever watched previous Hooked Up Lives when I believe it was 2 years ago, him and Taylor Smith had won the TEC, and I walked up to the truck, had my phone, and he was sitting there just shaking and quivering and stuff. Dusty, you didn't hold a drop in the bucket to these two men. I mean, their hands were shaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole I think when we weighed in, there were still 8 or 10 boats teams behind us that had to weigh in, at least that many. And when after we got our bag weighed and realized that we might have a shot at it, boy, that it just started sweating bullets, and couldn't sit still, couldn't even think about eating that barbecue that was out there. It was just wasn't happening.
So I want to ask y'all. So when y'all started John boat fishing last year, first year in Backwoods Bass Club, did y'all know about the TEC then? Whenever y'all started fishing it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I didn't until he mentioned it to me. I didn't know about it then, but yeah, John did for sure.
I have some buddies that fish other clubs, and they talk about it. It's a super huge deal. We understand the magnitude of what happened.
Did y'all understand that y'all would have that much nerves going into it? Or did you kind of think, oh, it'll be all good when we get there, and then you just get the nerves after the fact? Or
yeah, I mean, during the day, it was stressful being out on the water, but I think the nerves really kicked in when the weigh-in started. That's for me. That's when everything kind of came unglued.
Really, I thought would be middle of the pack. Boating in, I thought would be middle of the pack. I thought somebody was going to have 20, 22.
Yeah, because I think last year was nearly a 25-pound bag that Blake won it with last year, wasn't it?
It was 20. It was 20 something pounds.
Yeah, out at Hard Labor Creek. Yep.
Yep.
So we kind of figured that's what it would take this year. So when we were boating in, we figured middle of the pack. Maybe we'll get close to a top 10 finish, but we didn't have any idea, because you never know. There's so many good anglers out there on the water. You never know what's gonna come in.
So I want to ask this: when we got behind the tent and I was doing the interview and y'all shaking pretty badly, I believe, John, you had said this. You had made the comment that you had lost a key fish or had a key bite, and you told me, I believe the exact words were, correct me if I'm wrong, that you felt like it was going to cost y'all the event.
I thought it would come back to haunt us. There was a bite there. There was a bite there that we missed. We missed a fish early, top water, and I thought it would come back to hurt us.
Mm-hmm.
Jose.
Yeah, it was the top water, and then the fluke. Got one on the fluke that we got within 5 feet of the boat, and it was close. It was probably 4 pounds.
Yeah,
unbuttoned, and just come undone right there in front of us, just out of reach of the net. And that was a tough pill to swallow. But and like I said, that was early in the day, so I had that on my mind for the next 3 or 4 hours, trying to grind through and find something else.
So 2 questions to kind of gauge from that, what you've said about losing fish. Firstly, the topwater fish. Do you want to guess weight wise how big it was? Did you get a good look at it when you lost it?
Maybe 4. Not a giant, but those little pounds matter.
Yeah, those events, yeah, every ounce matters.
So the second part, you talking about losing a fish on fluke. So something that my partner that I fish with in my club with, he's been experimenting with it for years. I still kind of progress back to the old school method. You talking about fluke fishing. Mm-hmm. And do y'all rig y'all's wide gap hook, straight shank type style hook, or you ever do the nose hook where it screws in with like a little drop shot circle hook?
Yeah, it's an experiment. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we do the little banjo rig where you do the little finesse it through the nose with a screw lock. That works okay when they're really keyed in on a fluke.
So I hate to ask you brought it up about banjo minnow. So did y'all ever get into the banjo minnow crave?
No, that is the banjo minnow, a screw lock with a fluke in it.
It is. So, all right. Ron Pendergrass asks, what's y'all's go-to baits to catching fish?
It's a jerk bait for me. Jerk bait and shaky head.
Yeah, and for me, it's depending on it depends on the lake, obviously, but a Texas rig and a jackhammer. Depending on what kind of structure you're fishing, or if it's grass, depends on what you're throwing it into.
So you've said it, jackhammer. Question: have you thrown the big blade jackhammer yet?
No, I have not thrown that one yet.
I've been curious about it. I keep seeing the price tag on it and saying, I'm gonna wait a little bit. So you talking about jerkbait fishing, and I haven't asked this to y'all yet. Graphs wise, are y'all running Panoptics or Live Scope or Active Target?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Any plans to making those upgrades to something like that in the future?
It's available in our network that we have, but we're not super great.
Yeah, we're still learning the ins and outs of working with the grass. We got the Lowrance Ghost, and then with the HDS Live, but we don't have the active imaging for that upgrade to it yet. But we're still learning how to use it. So that's we gotta master the basics of it first, and then we move up to the video game stuff.
But y'all are more than willing to entertain if sponsors are out there and want to get them hooked up with some Panoptics or some active targets. Y'all are on board, right?
Absolutely.
So have y'all been in a boat with running active target, Panoptics, all those live modes?
No, never seen it.
So y'all have not experienced it yet. So I went out for the first time Friday night and witnessed it firsthand. And and I'm sure everybody out there that, and I don't want to go through a rabbit hole here with talking about that, because that could be a whole thing in itself. But I could see where it'd be great, and I could see where you could really get sucked into it and diffuse your entire day completely.
Yeah. I mean, it's something that you could absolutely get sucked into and spend way too much time doing, and you could. You're missing fish, missing other opportunities, because you're glued to that, what you see in front of you on that screen. But
it's a skill, though.
Yeah, it is absolutely a skill, because like I said, we're still learning just the basics of running the graph that we have, much less the active imaging or the live scope or whatever it might be.
So, what's y'all's favorite time of year to fish?
I like pre-spawn.
Yeah. Yep. That's probably it for me too.
Really pre-spawn. I like to jerkbait fish.
Well, I should have already knew that answer in advance for jerkbait, but do y'all like sight fishing?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So did y'all have any good moments out from club fishing or club fishing tournaments where y'all had some good sight fishing, bed fishing this year? Last
week at Steel Branch, we saw 3 on bed. We caught 2 of those. That was fun.
Yeah, that's another one of those things though, when they're locked on like that, you can sometimes spend way too much time in one spot trying to get that fish that you're looking at off that bed.
All right. So it hadn't been asked. Let's hear PBs from both of y'all. Largemouth spots, whatever y'all want to talk about.
Largemouth, it may have been close to an 8. Didn't have a scales by myself at Steel Branch maybe 10 years ago.
No, for me it was a largemouth, but it was about 10.5.
Wow.
But that was at a small pond. Maybe about a 10-12 acre pond. Caught it. It was out there in a little paddle type boat, and hooked into that thing and dragged that boat all over the damn lake. Didn't have to worry about my line breaking because he was just pulling me around.
Y'all have much experience spotted bass?
We do. Jackson, Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a whole lot of it, but I learned more about it this year than I had in any year previously.
Because I went back through the photographs, good Lord, Juliet did have some spotted bass that did show up at the scales. I obviously didn't have a opportunity to watch all the fish come through there, but what's y'all's PB spotted bass?
Not very big.
Yeah, I mean, probably, where was it? At Lucas, probably was maybe 3.5, almost 4. Yeah, so nothing gigantic.
You ever caught smallmouth?
Never.
Nope.
Never.
It sounds fun.
Back in its heyday, Blue Ridge was amazing. It really was. So Ron's got another question to ask. I'll get back to questions here. I'll digress. Favorite jerk bait?
For me, it's a Pro Blue 110+1.
Yeah, same.
Do any altercations to it? Do any like red hooks, change hooks, anything like that? Just straight from the pack?
Straight out of the box.
Yeah.
There you go. So TJ Lee, these boys made us all look like rookies. Oh. And that's a season. I know TJ's a fairly younger gentleman. But I mean, he's seasoned.
Yeah.
He knows how, Juliet knows it very well. So
TJ can fish. Yeah.
we appreciate that comment.
That's awesome. So aside from the alterations to the boat that y'all are planning on doing, not alterations to the boat, do y'all have anything else that y'all are wanting to maybe during the off season to change on your boat setup, or aside from just making that lid fit the battery in?
I mean, we're talking about maybe upgrading to a little bit bigger boat, so we have a little bit more room to work. Because we're not getting any younger, and being comfortable on the boat is more and more important. Having room to work, it's definitely something that we're considering. Maybe during the break, our break over the summer, or in between the seasons.
Y'all still want to stick aluminum?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's the weight difference between the aluminum and fiberglass, especially fishing. Anytime you're trying to fish a lot of shallow water locations, it's aluminum's always the way to go.
I didn't get to read all this yet. So TJ Lee saying, "Come hop on the glitter rocket with me at Lanier with that Pro Blue Vision 110, and you'll get some spotted bass experience you didn't know existed."
All right.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
I'm telling you, it's spotted bass can be they can be fun. They're very finicky, but very fun fish to catch. Definitely. So again, I don't know if I even said it in the very, very beginning. Congratulations to both y'all men.
Thank you.
I couldn't have just been more pleased the way everything turned out with y'all coming through there, winning it, especially from the fact of being rookies, first year qualifying for a state championship with Georgia Bass-TEC. So, y'all are going to shoot for 2 for 2, right? For next year?
Well, that's always the goal. That's always the goal is always one more.
So y'all are sitting about, I think we talked about it on the phone call I had with y'all, or texting back and forth last week, or over the weekend. Y'all are sitting about halfway through y'all's season with Backwoods this year?
Yes, sir.
Where y'all sitting in points this year so far?
4th or 5th. We're not sure because we just had an event this past Saturday, and we hadn't seen the points yet, but I think we're probably around 5th.
So what you're saying is, when we select the lake that we fish for representing the 2023 TEC, you'll want me to put y'all as, if y'all qualify for the 4th boat in y'all's points, you want me to put y'all in boat number 36?
Number 36.
That is y'all's number from now on, huh?
Absolutely. Anytime we qualify for it, we'll take that number, that number 36.
Well, unfortunately, well, I say unfortunately. Let me rephrase that. We are going to be possibly adding some other clubs into the mix. So 36 will not be the last number within that group anymore. But I will definitely, if there's a way I can keep y'all as 36, I may have to do some adjusting around.
Yeah. Well, if we can get there, we would appreciate that.
So Kaylee was telling y'all again, congratulations. Happy for both of you. Ricky Cogburn saying SOS. Y'all clueless too? I'm kind of.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not sure either on the SOS, Mr. Cogburn. If you want to elaborate maybe a little bit more, might be helpful because I'm not following you. But going forward, if y'all got any questions, kind of just taking a brief moment, pausing, we'll kind of conclude here in just a minute. Unless y'all have some. Oh, here it is. This is what Ricky was talking about. SOS Bass Club.
Wow.
So are y'all fishing the SOS Club?
No, sir.
No, sir. We're just backwoods.
So I guess he was making the comment about with adding additional clubs in the future, possibly.
Adding to the TC.
They have had some interest and mentioned it through as well as another club as well. So we have not got to that point. So I know y'all hung around, and for the weigh-in part of it, a lot of folks left. For those that did not hear about it, we'll be doing a banquet supper. First part of the year, I am diligently working trying to get a venue location. We've been bouncing back and forth between 2 or 3 different locations. I'm trying to get everything finalized. The banquet is actually going to be a benefit. Didn't know if everybody was aware of it. It'll be benefiting the Shriners. So we will have some upfront costs that we are going to be charging, but only the percentage that we're going to hold back is just going to pay for the venue location and any expenses occurred from that. The rest of our proceeds, we're not going to be a profit for Georgia Bass-TEC at all. We're a nonprofit. We'll stay that way. And the rest of the proceeds are going to go to the Shriners. Really great cause. So I know everybody's been talking around with it and really excited for that banquet that night. So the things we got planned is going to be pretty entertaining that night. TJ Lee saying, my phone is about to die because I've been on YouTube trying to learn how to fish all day. Congratulations again.
Thanks, TJ.
Thanks again, TJ.
Trying to learn how to fish. Man, I tell you what, our jobs just get in the way from us fishing a lot, don't it? I'll tell you.
Absolutely.
Travis Barber's telling y'all congratulations as well.
Thanks, Travis.
But anything y'all like to say? Anything maybe we haven't talked, discussion topics or anything like that? Free moment. Y'all can kind of have the microphone, say anything you want to say.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm super grateful for everybody involved. This is a super big deal, and we really appreciate it. E-Propulsion, Tiny Boat Nation, Mac Waring, everybody behind the scenes. Just a super big deal for us, something we won't forget for a very long time.
Something we absolutely will never forget. And it was it was just a fun day altogether. You know, winning aside, it was talking to a lot of the other anglers from different parts of the state. Just meeting a bunch of good people. We really enjoyed it, and can't say enough about the sponsors for this thing: E-Propulsion, TV Nation, all of them. It was fantastic.
So Chris Day, there's another previous J-Bait state champion. Just logged in. Great job this year, guys. He's saying we're coming for that trophy.
Well, hopefully we'll be there to try and defend it.
So did y'all ever keep up with it back in the day whenever J-Bait used to run?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So social media has definitely made more of an influence of getting out there and reaching a lot more folks than it has in previous years. But J-Bait, if y'all are not familiar with it, used to be the Jumbo Angler Invitational Tournament. There was about, I can't remember exact number, but I want to say there was about 6 or 7 clubs, I think, maybe a little bit more, that used to do the same thing, John boat style fishing tournament, stuff like that, and hold a state championship for many years that it continued on. So Chris Day was one of those that was half reigning with it. So if y'all watched our previous lives, but just kind of stalling. If anybody else has any questions, given the last call for questions or comments or anything like that for our 2022 Georgia Bass-TEC State Champions. You know, I've said this to a lot of the anglers that get the opportunity to fish it, qualify, and become state champions. I'm sure John boat fishing's not necessarily about the money. I'm sure that little bit of money that y'all have got, if you're like me, my wife's probably already found it, got rid of, and it's gone. But the memories are there.
Yeah, the experience, you know, the like I said, the community that John boat fishing is, that it's become, especially here in Georgia, it's an amazing thing to see. You know, it's changed, you know, how I look forward to my weekends on a regular basis. You know, I played soccer all my life, and I did that on the weekends up until 4 or 5 years ago. And I had to find something new, and man, I'm so happy with what I've discovered.
I like Comby's comment there. If you ain't first, you're last, or if you're last, you're first. So
Ricky Bobby's showing up.
Yeah.
Start calling y'all the RB team.
Shout out to the Backwoods Bass Club boys too for the club championship too. Yeah, Jonathan and TJ Salza, TJ Lee, the High Towers, y'all all did a great job.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Backwoods took home the club championship from the TEC as well. That was fantastic.
Thank you, John, for bringing it up, because at some point I was planning on wanting to bring it up and I'd forgotten it. So again, congratulations to them. They were the club champions with the most weight cumulatively between all of the other clubs. I can't remember the total weights, but congrats all around. One more question. Y'all if you got some more last opportunities, fire them away. Let these men get in bed so they can go to work, think about fishing. Jeff brought it up, jerk baits on a bait caster or spinning rod?
I'm always on a casting rod for my jerk baits, and I have gone the other way too. I just feel a little better.
Yeah, it's a little more comfortable for me working it with a bait caster.
That little Aldebaran will throw that jerk bait in the wind. Just saying.
That what will?
That little bitty Shimano Aldebaran. Fishing buddies make fun of me. They say it's a fairy wand.
What's y'all's favorite rod?
Well, the one I throw with the jerk bait is the Mojo Bass, St. Croix. That's one of my favorite ones.
Yep. John, you got one?
I like my X Prides. I like my G Loomis.
Oh, geez. Yep. Well, that's cool. Well, good deal. I won't tarry any longer. Appreciate y'all men taking time tonight and hopping on the live. And congratulations again. No matter the future that it brings, y'all are the 2022 Georgia Bass-TEC State Champions. Always will be. Congratulations to y'all on that accomplishment.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. It's still it's still a little shocking to hear sometimes, but yeah, thanks again. It was fantastic.
Because I wasn't out there physically competing, but I was out there around a lot of people, and we only witnessed one boat that was putting fish in the boat. Two boats technically, but one was consecutively putting fish in the boat. So I know it was a tough conditions that exact day. So congratulations for overcoming those odds.
Thank you.
So we'll conclude our show. Appreciate y'all men coming on here.
Thanks, Merrick. We appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
All right. Y'all take care. Men, women, appreciate each and every one of y'all tuning in tonight for our Hooked Up Live. That is our 2022 Georgia Bass-TEC State Champions. Has been, always will be. That is them. We appreciate all of our sponsors, like previously mentioned, ePropulsion, Mac Boring, Tiny Boat Nation Outdoors, all the folks, not leaving one out above another, each and every single sponsor that puts this together, all of the items that helps us out, that we know each year is wanting to come back representing the Georgia Bass-TEC. You know, I know it may bother y'all a lot, but take my hat off, old bald head, to each and every one of y'all. We appreciate y'all's support, and we look forward to future years, Georgia Bass-TEC and all the anglers. So that is it. We'll be right back here very, very soon. We're halfway almost through the year, believe it or not. We'll be right back in this seat again doing some interviews with our 2023 Georgia Bass-TEC representatives that's going to be qualifying for next year's event. So appreciate y'all all. God bless.